Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
So a massive warm welcome back to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. I read a great article recently from Rob Consoli from Liaison, who said most chief digital officers, chief data science officers and chief information officers today are tasked with taking their company on a digital transformational journey. Now that journey typically starts with initiatives to leverage data throughout the various departments within their organisations. And unfortunately, here's the wake-up call, nearly 7 out of 8 of these journeys all fail according to Forbes magazine. While on one hand this failure is primarily because of companies start the digital transformation by overhauling their IT systems with a massive multi-million-dollar multi-year program, another reason is the failure to find the right projects and sponsors in the existing ecosystems that could help the company become a data-driven enterprise. Now, reading that was enough for me to get him on the show ASAP. Liaison Technologies have a cloud-based data integration and management solutions that currently allow more than 7,000 customers worldwide to meet today's toughest data challenges. And they've helped numerous companies scale and transform digitally. So anyone thinking about going on the digital transformation journey should pick up a lot of value from this episode. So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Georgia so we can speak with Rob Consoli from Liaison Technologies. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Rob. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Yes, thank you, Neil. Pleased to be on the show today. My name is Rob Consoli, and I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for Liaison. That's a relatively new title, but I'm basically responsible for our revenue objectives here in the company, which includes U.S. sales and global marketing for my company, Liaison Technologies.
I believe that Liaison's cloud-based data integration and management solution allows more than 7,000 customers worldwide to meet today's toughest data challenges. But for anyone listening, hearing about Liaison for the very first time, can you just bring them up to speed with what kind of problems you solve for your clients and also what makes your solution unique?
Yes, that's a great question, Neil. First and foremost, and we're very proud of our over 7,000 global customers that we have today. And there's a myriad of different use cases and types of data challenges that we're solving for our customers today. Basically, they all center around data, and data is the new oil, as you may know. Yeah. In fact, 90% of the world's data has just been collected in the last 2 years. So it's growing at astronomical rates. And that data, unfortunately, is siloed in different applications in most organizations. And so Liaison helps to unlock that data by integrating to those applications and databases and other disparate data sources such as social media and IoT. And then we cleanse that data and harmonize it, apply data governance, and provide that back to our clients so that they can run their businesses more efficiently.
Now, according to a recent study, 64% of enterprises reported the willingness to adopt new tech, such as IoT, artificial intelligence, and wearable solutions, all within the next 12 months. Now, the caveat of that is 40% of those respondents see data security as the leading barrier to adoption, especially with ransomware attacks increasing by 36% this year. Providing customers with a compliant, secure platform is now more crucial than ever. But can you tell me more about your experiences with these challenges and also how you're addressing them head on at Liaison Technology?
Yes, for sure. Well, compliance and security is really on the tops of the mind of not only executives across organizations, but also for us as consumers, because we want our data protected. Yeah. So as a result, Liaison embarked on our next generation platform about 4 years ago called the Liaison Alloy platform. And one of the founding principles for that platform is that we were going to certify this cloud-based infrastructure specifically for 5 of the world's most important compliance and regulatory standards. That includes for PCI to make sure that credit card information is protected, for HIPAA regulations for medical information, for SOC 2 and Type 2 for supply chain to make sure we're protecting that data, and also for the more recent Global Privacy Shield So our customers don't have to worry about whether or not their data is protected. And actually, Neil, we've taken it one step further. We have a tokenization capability within the platform that's delivered as a microservice. So we can actually tokenize any specific data element that needs to be protected. And what tokenization means is we're replacing it with a surrogate value. So there's absolutely no correlation to the physical data that we're protecting in the surrogate value that's represented as a token.
Can I also ask, are you helping companies, especially over here in Europe, with the impending GDPR, which everyone's trying to work out at the moment?
We are actually. GDPR, of course, is looming, and it's causing a lot of concern across the world globally. And Liaison's on the forefront of really the GDPR regulations and so forth. We've deployed our platform across different countries and so forth and geographies to ensure that we're conforming to the GDPR regulations.
It does seem at the moment that more and more businesses are hopping on that digital transformation bandwagon. There is just no escaping from at the moment. But, I mean, have you got any advice on how they can transform those sluggish operational processes from our analogue world and actually allow them to innovate quicker than the competition in the new digital era?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, digital transformation, of course, is the buzzword of the day. And so companies that have been around for decades today are, trying to figure out, well, how can we leverage this? And we've got, as you mentioned, sluggish operational processes, and they need innovation in order to stay relevant today. Well, my recommendation would be really leverage a cloud-first architecture like Liaison Technologies provides. That's going to give you an immediate benefit. You don't have to go out and buy your own hardware and infrastructure and hire developers to do your coding and programming. It's already available to you now. You can simply turn it on and have access to really update those operational processes. Secondly, I would rely on companies like Liaison that have been doing digital transformation for nearly 2 decades. We can bring our people, our processes, and expertise to bear to help you modernize your companies as part of this digital transformation process.
Now, speaking of the digital transformation, there is a lot of other buzzwords at the moment, such as edtech, retail tech, legal tech, healthcare tech. So I've got to ask, I mean, what industries are you noticing the most activity around the digital transformation?
Well, we're noticing, Neil, that the most prevalent industries that are really working in this realm are the ones that have the vast amount of data that they have available at their fingertips, or where there's a large amount of data movement. So those are going to be anything that's supply chain related tends to be very hot. So transportation, logistics, manufacturing, retail, and then of course there's the healthcare and life sciences area as well. Data has the ability really to revolutionize some of these industries like healthcare and life sciences. So those are some of the industries that we're spending and seeing a lot of time being invested in digital transformation today.
And can you also tell me a little bit more about how Liaison is now offering companies of all sizes that secure bridge to the cloud for future growth? Because I think a lot of companies are treading very carefully and they want to make these big changes but are holding back, aren't they?
Well, that's kind of the beauty of the Liaison Alloy platform, because we've built it on a very modern microservices architecture. You can start out with our core capability, which we license, and then move up through the technology stack to use some of our more premium or our more elite features of our platform. So we actually offer 3 different levels, and it makes it very easy for some of these larger and even smaller organizations to get started. What they want to see, Neil, is a quick win and a quick hit. And so that's what we're focused on, in helping them leverage their application set that they have today, mine that data, and really drive new innovation in their organization. It's pretty exciting.
Now, you did mention at the beginning that you're a global company there, and I think I read that Liaison recently extended the advanced Liaison Alloy platform into Europe. Is that right? I mean, can you expand on that announcement and also what it means for Liaison as a company?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. I mean, we've had a very good presence in Europe. We've grown both organically and through acquisition. We have a number of development offices throughout Europe and sales offices and so forth, and it represents about 32% of our overall global business. But for us to take our Alloy platform, which is this next generation integration and data management capability, and deploy it in Europe is pretty exciting. We started in the US, we've had unprecedented success, and we knew that it was the right time to go ahead and start deploying that infrastructure in Europe. So it's now available to all of our customers really across the globe.
Now, I am conscious that we're in danger of entering buzzword bingo territory here, but could I also ask, what do you think of buzzwords such as big data and machine learning, and how they can actually assist with data security too?
Well, specifically around data security, as we mentioned earlier, I mean, that's a very important topic on the hearts and minds of all companies today and even consumers. And so, with big data, with machine learning, also with the data volumes coming out of IoT and maybe even the implications of another buzzword called blockchain, security is a pretty prevalent theme today in most organizations. What Liaison can do, because of our Alloy platform and the fact that one of the core founding principles was to build it on a compliance and regulatory standards, we can help protect that data and make sure that our customers' data is protected. And they're frankly not on the cover of the Wall Street Journal for the wrong reason.
Now, we are approaching the end of 2017 and starting to look forward for trends next year, etc. So is there anything else that you can share with us about what Liaison Technology has in store for next year in 2018?
Well, we're very excited about a new capability that we'll be releasing in the first or second quarter of next year that's been in development as part of our platform. It's called Active Active. And what this means is that we'll be able to provide unprecedented reliability across our platform, 5 nines of availability, which again is unprecedented. So essentially what we're able to do is to replicate transactions across different data centers. And if there was a catastrophic failure in either data center, it would immediately roll over with no loss of transactions, no loss of throughput, and our customers' data would continue to flow. Even today, we're doing literally millions and millions of transactions of data that's going through our platform today. So our customers, our 7,400 customers, really rely on Liaison to deliver their data back to them in real time.
Well, a huge thank you for coming on the show today. But before I do let you go, where can anyone listening stay in touch with the latest developments over at Liaison there? And also, if they've got any questions that they want to ask your team about anything we've discussed today, what's the best method of reaching out to you guys?
Yeah, that's perfect, Neil. Once again, I want to thank you for having me on your podcast today. Liaison can be reached on the World Wide Web at liaison.com. Don't forget that second I. It's liaison.com. And we're also on Twitter and the other social media feeds. You can find us on Twitter at #LiaisonTech and on LinkedIn, Google, and Facebook as well. So once again, very exciting to be a part of your show today, Neil. And if anyone has any questions about anything that you've heard about today or questions about what we do, you can just send an email to sales@liaison.com.
Excellent. Well, a big thank you again, Rob. One of the big takeaways for me personally from everything you've spoken about today is the soundbite there, data is the new oil, because I really think it is. That phrase just hammers the point home perfectly. So a big thank you for coming on today, Rob.
And thank you again, Neil. Appreciate it very much.
I love Liaison's customer-first approach there and how they're providing the highest level of security for their customers. Not only that they have helped numerous companies scale and transform digitally, they're also more than happy to share exactly how they did it. There is much more to the digital transformation than just hopping on the bandwagon and fumbling their way around without actually knowing if they're doing the right or wrong thing. But for anyone listening, how's your enterprise travelling that digital transformational journey? I'd love to share your success stories and also any learning curves that you've experienced so that we can all help each other on this road to digitisation, because essentially that's what this show is all about. So I'm the guy in the coffee shop tapping away at a keyboard, or even answering your emails from techblogwriter@outlook.com, or replying to your tweets at Neil C. Hughes. So send your insights, your opinions, your expertise, or even just photos of where you listen to the show. Or equally, send those Black Friday tech deals my way, because I'm a sucker for a tech bargain, and I'll get straight back to you. So a big thank you for listening today and for having me ramble on in your ears as always. But I will speak to you all tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you all then. But until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.
So a massive warm welcome back to the Tech Blog Rider podcast. I read a great article recently from Rob Consoli from Liaison, who said most chief digital officers, chief data science officers and chief information officers today are tasked with taking their company on a digital transformational journey. Now that journey typically starts with initiatives to leverage data throughout the various departments within their organisations. And unfortunately, here's the wake-up call, nearly 7 out of 8 of these journeys all fail, according to Forbes magazine. While on one hand this failure is primarily because of companies start the digital transformation by overhauling their IT systems and with a massive multi-million-dollar multi-year program, another reason is the failure to find the right projects and sponsors in the existing ecosystems that could help the company become a data-driven enterprise. Now, reading that was enough for me to get him on the show ASAP. Liaison Technology have a cloud-based data integration and management solutions that currently allow more than 7,000 customers worldwide to meet today's toughest data challenges. And they've helped numerous companies scale and transform digitally. So anyone thinking about going on the digital transformation journey should really pick up a lot of value from this podcast. Should pick up a lot of value from this episode. So buckle up, hold on tight, because I want to beam your ears all the way to Georgia so we can speak with... So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Georgia so we can speak with Rob Consoli from Liaison Technologies. I love Liaison's customer-first approach there and how they're providing the highest level of security for their customers. And that they've now... And that not only that they have helped numerous companies scale and transform digitally, they're also more than happy to share exactly how they did it. There is much more to the digital transformation than just hopping on the bandwagon and fumbling their way around without actually knowing if they're doing the right or wrong thing. But for anyone listening, how's your enterprise travelling that digital transformational journey? I'd love to share your success stories and also any learning curves that you've experienced so that we can all help each other on this road to digitisation, because essentially that's what this show is all about. So I'm the guy in the coffee shop tapping away at a keyboard, answering your emails from TechBlogWriter, or even answering your emails from techblogwriter@outlook.com, or replying to your tweets at Neil C. Hughes. So send your insights, your opinions, your expertise, or even just photos of where you listen to the show. Or equally, send those Black Friday tech deals my way, because I'm a sucker for a tech bargain. And I'll get straight back to you. So a big thank you for listening today and for having me ramble on in your ears as always. But I will speak to you all tomorrow. And I hope you can join. So I look forward to seeing you all then. But until next time, don't be a stranger.